Citizens and those with disabilities have signed up for the mobile vaccine program. To find out how you can take part, just go to 11alive.com.
So much easier for people who have a hard time getting out of their house. Thank you, Tracy. As more Georgians receive the COVID-19 vaccine, one Metro Atlanta school district is making it its mission to vaccinate all eligible students and staff. Mara Sirianni tells us how Marietta City Schools plan to vaccinate students 16 and older beginning next month.
A spokesperson for Marietta City Schools says once Governor Kemp announced that teens age 16 and up could get the vaccine, they went ahead and got the ball rolling. And while it's not required for students to get the vaccine, district leaders say they wanted to make this as convenient as possible for families. Beginning Friday, April 16th, if you are a Marietta High School student 16 and older, you and your loved ones will be eligible to receive the vaccine. District leaders say the shots will be administered at Marietta High School, drive-through style, weather permitting. The district partnered up with Pools Pharmacy in Marietta. So far, the Pfizer vaccine is the only shot approved for 16 and 17-year-olds. Earlier this month, Marietta City Schools held 2 days of staff vaccinations. They administered about 900 first doses with second dose appointments for teachers and faculty scheduled for April 9th and 16th. Second doses for students will take place Friday, May 7th. And if you are a parent with questions or concerns, Marietta City Schools will actually be hosting a town hall that is set to take place Monday, April 12th. They'll have public health officials on hand to answer those questions.
At this time, Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett County Schools, as well as APS, say they don't have plans to vaccinate students, or they haven't shared those plans publicly yet. One of Atlanta's most popular teams is celebrating its players' vaccinations. Atlanta United sent us these videos. All of their first-team players received their first dose of the COVID vaccine. The team says it's one of the first American sports teams to get all of its players shots. And happening today, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms will get her vaccine at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this afternoon. She hopes her actions will push people of color to go out and get their COVID shots. Governor Brian Kemp is in quarantine this morning, just days after getting vaccinated. His communications director says while the governor was seeing the storm damage in Noonan, he came in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. His office says the governor took a rapid antigen test and it came back negative. However, he is still taking precautions. New this hour, the Department of Public Safety has released the police report that details State Representative Park Cannon's arrest. In the report, the officer says Representative Cannon continuously knocked on Governor Kemp's office door and he repeatedly asked her to stop. In the report, the officer cites the January 6th uprising in D.C. as his reasoning for arresting her, saying he felt that if he did not arrest Representative Cannon, other protesters would have been emboldened to commit similar acts. Representative Cannon was charged with obstruction. Her lawyer has promised those charges against her will be dropped and that a wrongful arrest lawsuit is likely. Happening today, Georgia lawmakers try to grind out the final bills as the legislative session nears the end, including a move by lawmakers to crack down on street racing. The Georgia General Assembly gave a final approval to a bill for stiffer punishment after a surge of stunt driving during the pandemic. Penalties for laying drag would increase with each offense. Repeat offenders could face fines as high as $5,000 and 1 to 5 years in prison. The driver's license of someone convicted would also be suspended. That bill now heads to the Governor Kemp's desk for his signature. State workers and teachers could soon be able to take 3 weeks of paid parental leave after Georgia lawmakers signed off on the plan. Supporters of the bill are calling this a big bipartisan win for Georgia families. House Bill 146 would make nearly 250,000 employees of state agencies, universities, and K-12 schools eligible for paid leave after the birth, adoption, or foster placement of a child. Under the new measure, new moms and dads would qualify after 6 months of full-time employment. Right now, Georgia state employees get 12 weeks of unpaid leave under federal law. And this bill does not include paid sick leave for family members or personal medical issues. It also does not affect policies of private employers.
12:06 is the current time, and we have the clouds continuing to move in. We get a mix of sun and clouds as we head through the rest of the afternoon. You can see a little bit of blue up here in the clouds, and if you look at the roadway, you can see where the sun is shining on the road there. Every now and again, you know, you get the sun blocked by the clouds. That's the way it's going to be for the rest of the afternoon. Some spots we have mostly clear skies out there, but for the most part, the clouds will be on the increase as we head through the afternoon. Now, the rain slowly increasing, or at least slower than the clouds will. We'll have a 20% chance or less for showers this afternoon. Better chance as we head into the day tomorrow as a cold front approaches our area. Temperatures in the 60s, well into the 60s this afternoon. We got 67 degrees right here in Athens. It's the warm spot this afternoon, full sun there. 65 degrees in Duluth. You got 63 in Atlanta and Peachtree City over toward Covington. 59 in Carrollton, a little bit slower to heat up. Just like Clayton, you're at 58 degrees starting off, so a little bit cooler there. We'll see those temperatures continue to rise, I think, into the 70s by this afternoon. But here's how the forecast track model plays it out. Again, that mix of sun and clouds for the rest of the afternoon. It won't be until the overnight that we'll start to see more showers move back in. We'll have light to moderate rain, I think, through the overnight. It'll be off and on, and that will be the case as we head into Wednesday as well, as another front will approach our area. Behind that front, temperatures will be dropping, so you have to enjoy the 70s today and tomorrow. Looking at 65 degrees right now, and 71 degrees will be our afternoon high. We'll drop back down to 68 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight with mostly cloudy skies. Once again, some cold air coming our way. We're going to talk about that in the full forecast coming up. Christy?
Another emotional day in the Derek Chauvin trial as eyewitnesses in last year's incident take the stand. One witness says what he saw at that moment drove him to call police about the police behavior. NBC's Jay Gray is in Minneapolis with more.
Hey there, a bit quieter outside the Hennepin County Courthouse today, but inside it seems to be another tense and at times emotional day of testimony. Day 2 in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer accused of murder in the death of George Floyd, seen in a cell phone video with his knee across the neck of Floyd for around 9 minutes. Today, one of the witnesses, the day that Floyd died, back on the stand and talking about what happened and his response, calling police.
At some point, did you make a 911 call?
That is correct. I did call the police on the police.
Right. And why did you do that?
Because I believe I witnessed a murder.
Donald Williams emotional as they played that 911 call in the courtroom today. We expect to hear testimony from a handful of people that were very close to George Floyd, including perhaps his now 7-year-old daughter and the mother of his child. It should be another riveting day in the courtroom, the beginning of what's expected to be a trial lasting 3 to 4 weeks here. And that's the latest in Minneapolis. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
An emotional trial much of the nation is watching. The Boulder, Colorado community has come together today to remember police officer Eric Talley. He was the first officer to respond to the mass shooting there, and he was shot and killed. At a private mass yesterday, the 11-year veteran was remembered as a hero.
In there, he did the right thing. And I hope he can inspire other officers, other people, inspire them to do the right thing.
9 other people were also killed in last week's shooting at the King Soopers grocery store. Next, some good news in the devastating aftermath of the Coweta County tornado, how one woman used the power of social media to return a decades-old memory.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun. Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech.
Just into the newsroom, the Coweta County School District has announced that all schools will be closed for the rest of the week and through spring break. The announcement comes as recovery in the county continues after an EF4 tornado ripped through that area, destroying a lot of it. The district says the closures will allow emergency responders to focus on those most in need. For days now, we've been showing you stories of the tornado destruction in Noonan, and now we're finding stories of hope and inspiration. Holly Canner found a birth announcement from 1976 in its original envelope, just sitting on a pile of debris. She was determined to find the picture's owners, and she did, using the power of social media.
Well, as a mom, I know that baby pictures are priceless because you never get those moments back with your children. So, I just hope it's a little piece of comfort.
Canner tried to connect with the owner's daughter, but only emergency vehicles could access where she lives. So they are planning to meet up, but only once it is safe. Chesley, I know a picture of your kids, that's priceless to you, right?
Oh, absolutely. Those memories of when they were younger, you probably never see them as being older, but, look at a picture and say, oh, wow, look how far they've come. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Pollen counts extremely high once again this afternoon, 2,482. That's up there, folks. Not as high as it was the last couple of days, but it's still in the extremely high category, mainly because of the trees and the pine you can see, right? You can see the pine pollen. The other ones are too small to see, and those do the most damage to your itching throat, eyes, ears. Yeah. Clouds are starting to push in here. I have the radar paused here because I'm going to show you how we got some low-level clouds now pushing in. You see through Roswell, down through Atlanta, Covington, over toward Carrollton as well. We got the sunshine up here to the north from Athens, got it. Gainesville, mostly sunny skies so far this afternoon. Rome as well, mostly sunny right now, but I think the clouds will overtake the area. 8 out of a possible 11 on the wazometer this afternoon. The wazometer is how we rate your weather on a scale from 1 to 11, with 11 being the most perfect day we can have at this time of year. We ask you to rate it as well. How would you rate a day like this? Typically, our temperature would be around 68, 69 degrees. 71 will be our forecast high today after a very cool 48-degree start. So not too bad, right? Again, a 20% chance for an isolated shower or two. Most of us will only see a mix of sun and clouds for the rest of the afternoon. We're watching a warm front down here to the south, and that moisture is overriding that, so it's allowing some of those clouds to make it right on up into the North Georgia area. That's going to be the case for the afternoon. Now, watching what's taking place back off here to the west, got a cold front advancing eastward. You can already start to see some of those showers start to form. It's in these areas from, I'd say Nashville over to Memphis, over to Dallas today. That could see some of that severe weather, maybe down through Jackson, Mississippi as well. That's where thunderstorms will start to erupt here. Slight risk so far from the Storm Prediction Center for an isolated thunderstorm or two, severe thunderstorm or two. That will start to push east by tomorrow and make it over toward our area. Today, again, it will be back off to the west. You can see where the effects of high pressure up here to the north, and we're now starting to get into more of a southeasterly flow, and so that's allowing, again, some of that low-level moisture, also boosting our temperatures up just a little bit. Yesterday, temperatures were in the 60s. I think we'll get to the 70s for this afternoon. Here's a better look at the Storm Prediction Center's map for tomorrow. Now, this is Wednesday, and notice how the green area, that level 1, has shifted more over toward the east, so it includes much of our state. As a matter of fact, we're looking at strong winds from some of those thunderstorms. Of course, the very heavy rain and hail is possible as well. Those will be our main threats from any thunderstorms that form over the forecast area, so we'll be watching for that. Here it is, our forecast track model. It shows, again, today, the rest of the day, you're looking at mostly sunny, a mix of sun and clouds. Now, overnight, that rain will start to push in, so we'll start with those scattered showers tonight. It will carry us into Wednesday. We'll have scattered showers off and on through the day. I think it becomes a little bit more widespread once we get toward the noon hour. And once we get into the daytime heating, so after 2, 3 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see more intense thunderstorms begin to roll into the forecast area. And that's where we could see a few of those gusty winds and the hail with it as well. Behind it, when we begin to clear out and the sun breaks out. But it will be cold. 53 degrees for the high temperature on Thursday. Friday, 58. We'll warm it up for the upcoming Easter weekend. Christy?
The Mars rover Perseverance is preparing to make history once again. A small helicopter attached to the rover's belly will be the first to fly over another planet. NASA is investing a great deal of time and money exploring the red planet. So what does it mean for life here on Earth? Here's our white guy.
We're not talking about little green men, but the possibility of life on Mars even billions of years ago has scientists all over the world excited.
We can learn more about the origins of life itself and how life has evolved.
Perseverance is the 5th rover to explore Mars, gathering video, sound, and samples. Let's look at why NASA is so focused on the red planet and what it means for Earth. Scientists believe Mars once had lakes, streams, perhaps even an ocean. NASA engineers like Georgia Tech graduate Vishnu Sridhar hope to learn how climate change impacted Earth's next-door neighbor.
From that, we can really learn how Earth is going to evolve over the course of millions and billions of years.
Perseverance is searching for any signs of ancient life in an area where there was once water.
The time when this place on Mars had a lake, a standing body of water, would have been over 3.5 billion years ago.
Dr. James Ray and Dr. Francis Rivera Hernandez are with Georgia Tech School of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences. They've worked on past and current Mars rover projects.
When we talk about past life on Mars, we're really talking about microbes.
Signs of early microscopic life on Mars could begin to paint a picture of Earth billions of years ago.
And this is just a period of time that we just do not have any insights for on Earth. And to me, this is like a really missing piece in trying to understand the evolution of life.
The research is also helping NASA prepare for manned trips to Mars one day in the future.
Told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont.
Concern continues over the spike in COVID cases. The CDC director pleading with everyone to hold on a little while longer. Right now, the Atlanta-based agency is warning of another possible surge. Taking a look at the numbers now, the Georgia Department of Public Health reporting more than 800 new infections yesterday and nearly 40 more deaths. 35 more people admitted to hospitals with severe symptoms, and more than 1,200 people are currently in the hospital. Now, for the most part, Georgia's cases are flat, but there are some communities seeing another rise in infections. The CDC says Bacon County, about 3.5 hours from Atlanta in the southeast part of the state, now has the highest new case rate in the country. So what's driving the increase in cases? 11Alive's Mara Siriani tells us why the CDC is so concerned.
We've all heard the phrase COVID fatigue, but a grim message from the CDC's director in Atlanta warns not to let your guard down just yet.
and I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom.
Dr. Rochelle Walensky says there's a 10% increase in COVID cases across the country. And with travel up and some states easing the restrictions, she's scared of a possible fourth wave, another deadly surge that could reach people before the vaccines do.
But right now, I'm scared.
CDC data shows the pandemic erupting again in the Northeast and South along the Atlantic coast. Also in Georgia, in Metro Atlanta, and in Southeast Georgia's Bacon County, which now has the highest new case rate in the country.
Disease is really just one airplane ride or spring break traveler away from us.
Medical writer Dr. Amber Schmidtke points out overall in Georgia, cases are now flat, not increasing but not decreasing either. And the test positivity rate is increasing among all age groups younger than 65.
It is concerning because it means that we don't have as good a handle on the disease transmission as we might want to have.
Schmidtke and Walensky reminding folks of the seemingly tired message to wear masks and social distance, crucial timing more than a year into the pandemic.
We kind of have to stick with these things for at least the next month or more to really give the state time to vaccinate as many people as they can.
Eviction moratorium extended. The Biden administration, along with the CDC, are giving people more time to catch up on their rent. The pandemic-related protection was scheduled to expire tomorrow, but it has now been extended through the end of June. For more information on the program and to see if you qualify, visit 11alive.com. With more people getting the vaccine, we are getting more questions, and some of you are asking for a closer look at the ingredients, wondering if they comply with some religious provisions. So Liza Lucas verifies.
Do the COVID-19 vaccines contain animal products? WH wanted to know, asking what that would mean for certain religions. Let's verify. Our sources, the ingredients for the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Dr. Aaron Glatt, a rabbi and epidemiologist, and Dr. Nabil Seftar, president of the Islamic Medical Association of North America. To start, we went straight to the drug companies behind all three vaccines authorized in the U.S. All three confirm there are no animal products in their vaccines. So why the question? Claims continue to circulate that the vaccines contain pork products, which could be prohibitive for some religions.
Historically, there have been vaccines that have used pork products, which, universally amongst Muslims, typically they would not consume them if they're following halal guidelines.
The doctors at Amana work closely with other groups in determining whether something is halal or not. The group says it's the majority opinion that the Pfizer Moderna vaccines are Sharia compliant and free of pork products, and adopts the position the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is halal.
Whenever Muslims are putting anything in their body, it's a really natural question for them to think about whether it is something halal or not. For most food items, it's very clear. But with vaccines, it's a little harder to sometimes figure out what's exactly in it.
Other religions also addressing these concerns.
For something to be kosher, it has to have, it depends if it's an animal product, it has to be slaughtered in a ritual and compassionate way. And it can only come from certain types of animals. It can't have certain blemishes or anatomical abnormalities to it. It's a very complicated subject.
But Rabbi Glatt says that would not apply to vaccines.
This is only for eating purposes. It is not for use purposes. From a Jewish point of view, there is zero problem with taking the vaccine because of kosher ingredients. And in fact, it's an imperative. It's a mitzvah. It's a positive commandment for a person to protect their health.
While the determination of whether the vaccines are kosher or halal is a theological one where opinions could vary, we can definitely verify there are no animal products in the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Have a question for us to verify? Send us an email at verify@11alive.com.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
And the fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun. Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
Quick,
Open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up.
Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick.
Man, talk about hard work. A Georgia high school senior now has 84 colleges to choose from, and she was accepted to all of them. Ayla Burks was offered around $2.2 million in scholarships. She's also the finalist for the Gates Scholarship. She has a perfect 4.0 GPA from Twiggs County High, and she plans to study behavioral neuroscience and legal studies with minors in communication and public health. She tells us, here's a sneak peek here, she's leaning toward attending Mercer University or Clemson University. Girl, you can go anywhere you want to. Very impressive. Congratulations. All right, thanks so much for watching 11Alive News at noon. Stay safe.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The Storm Trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.